Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jay, and you're watching Jet's Pets.
In today's video, we're going to show you 7 easy tips anyone can follow to breed guppies like a pro. Cue the intro.
Tip number 1, get the right guppies.
That's right, Jet. It seems easy, but that's something you really need to focus on in the beginning, is getting the correct guppy. If you get ones that do not breed true, you're not going to be satisfied. They're going to have babies, and they're not going to look anything like what you purchased. So you want to avoid this. And the easiest way to do that is buy something from a reputable breeder. You can see many people online that are breeding guppies, and their lines breed true. So what does that mean exactly, to breed true? Whenever you buy a fish, a guppy, and then it has babies, well, some of them may not look like the parents. Some of them are bred with other types of fish that can breed with them, like endlers. So therefore, you'll get, your line will get all messed up, and you'll have to cull lots of them out. So we want to focus on getting them from a reputable breeder, not like Petco or a big box store like that, because you're going to get what you get. So in doing so, you're probably going to pay a little bit more money, but it is well worth it. Also, the health of the fish is much better from these places. Some of the big box stores, we've bought them and they died in 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah.
Right. So you wouldn't want to start out that way. Get a good, healthy fish. Also, you're going to get something that is very pleasing to you. Don't get anything drab. Make sure it's something you're going to be satisfied with and something you're going to take pride in breeding.
Tip number 2, get the right tank size.
That's right. Jet makes a good point. Get the right tank size. My suggestion is get a minimum of 10 gallons because they're going to have more room to swim around, and they're going to be happier. The happier your fish, the better you're going to do. You're going to get more production, and that you're going to be able to keep them healthier in a little bit of a larger tank. The smaller tanks, like 5 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, these tanks, the water parameters change very quickly, and it's very hard to keep up with. So overnight, your fish can get sick because of the water quality. So I suggest a minimum of 10 gallons. Also, in a 10 gallon, you can keep multiple fish. You can keep several guppies in a 10 gallon aquarium. And if you're using that for your breeder group, I suggest at least a 2-to-1 ratio. You do not want to have, and that's females over males. So you'll want to have at least 2 females to 1 male, and even go 3 females to 1 male. If you have a 1-on-1 ratio, or if you had, say, 3 males and 1 female, they are going to drive her crazy. They're going to chase her all around the tank. She's going to get sick and she's going to die. So you want to have a better ratio like that.
Tip number 3, get a heater.
That's right. You need to have a heater. These are tropical fish, and for a tropical fish, you need a heater. So the temperature does not need to fall really below 75 degrees. They do best between 75 and 80 degrees. I like to keep mine at 78 degrees, sometimes a little bit warmer, just depending. So you definitely want to get a heater. These are very inexpensive to get on Amazon. Heater, we get the adjustable type heaters. We don't get the preset heaters because you don't have the control. If you're going to be breeding guppies and fish like this, go ahead and get the right thing. Get an adjustable heater. It's going to save you a lot of problems in the future.
Tip number 4, have excellent water quality.
Right. In order to have happy fish breeding for you and just staying healthy, you need healthy water. That's the environment that they live in, is water. So what do you need for guppies? Guppies tend to like hard water. So research what that means. They need hard water. They do not prefer soft water. There's several different things that you can do in order to make your water a little harder. It may be hard directly out of the tap, so that's one thing to consider. Also, you can do things like add different supplements to the water. You can add coral, sand, and rocks. They'll also increase the hardness of your water. So this is an important thing to do. The happier the fish are, the more they're going to breed for you, the better colors they're going to display in this. Also, we keep plants in our tanks, right? We keep a lot of plants. We use floating plants. The plants that have their foliage outside of the water tends to clean the water, I think, a little bit better. They remove nitrates and these things, ammonias, out of the water much better than submerged plants. As you can see back here, there's some plants that are submerged in the water. They do a really good job of cleaning the water, but as you can't probably see at the top, we do have pothos growing out of it, and that does a much better job, really, of cleaning the water. So take very good care of your water quality so you'll have happy, healthy fish.
Tip number 5, get the right water filtration.
That's right. So one consideration is proper water filtration. And what do I mean by that? We typically use the sponge filters versus the hang-on back filters, and there's a good reason why. So whenever you're breeding guppies or breeding any type of fish, if they have babies, if they have fry swimming around the tank, and then you have a hang-on back filter, well, they can easily get sucked right on up into that filter, and therefore you lose your babies. The sponge filters do not do that. So that's typically, most breeders will use a sponge filter. All you need to do is squeeze it out and clean it ever so often. They're very cheap and inexpensive to get. You can get them on Amazon and get the right size for your tank. There are sponge filters specifically designed for 10-gallon aquariums. So all you'll need in that is the sponge filter itself, and then you'll need an air pump in order to power it. So that's what we do, and we have excellent luck with that. You can also, if you have a hang-on back filter, there's a little trick, and I'll show it here in the video, where you can take something to cover the intake of the filter, so it will strain it out and will not allow for babies and those things to get sucked up. If you've already got one, you could use that, and that would be a cheap way, so you wouldn't have to get something else. So, but overall, we suggest getting a sponge filter, right, Jet?
Yes. Tip number 6, water changes.
Right, water changes. It greatly improves the quality of your water. Now, go watch a lot of other videos, and you're going to hear a lot of different things. And they may work for you, and they may be just fine. What we do is water changes. We don't typically do big water changes. Every once in a while, if there's an issue, we might do a 50% water change, but usually it's a 10 to possibly 20% water change. And we do that once a week. So that's really all that you need. Watch videos like Father Fish. He says don't change your water at all. No water changes. The bacteria inside the tank that you're growing will filter and clean the water in the proper way, and that may work for you. So you need to go ahead and research and find out how you would like to do it. What I suggest is do the water changes at first, and then go ahead and, because you're a beginner, and then you can go ahead and tweak your process. Also, whenever you're doing water changes, you need to put things in your water that will remove chlorine and these things. Also, you're going to want to make sure the temperature of the water is right. So if your water temperature in the tank is 78 degrees, do not put 50-degree water in the wintertime. You're going to stress your fish out, and you may even kill them. So what I suggest is get a heat gun. I use a heat gun all the time, and so therefore you can get the water temperature within a couple degrees, and that's great. You want to stay, 1 to 2 degrees of the water that's coming out of the tank.
Tip number 7, get the right food.
Yes, that's right. So you need to get quality food, and there are a multitude of different quality foods in the pet stores. So there's a lot of good flake foods. Some people will say, oh no, they're no good. They are good as a staple food. The Sarah flakes are excellent. Tetra flakes, they are just fine. So what I like to do is feed that as a staple food. Also, we breed brine shrimp, which you can watch a video on how to do that. Very easy to do, and the fish truly do love the brine shrimp, and it's probably a little bit healthier for them, and we'll feed that to them a few times a week. Thanks for watching our 7 tips on keeping and breeding guppies.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.